Hey everybody, this is Burt Middleton, and I am the Gout Killer. And I really appreciate you being here today with me on this Google Hangout. And today's topic, the name of this Hangout is the way you're breathing giving you gout? And if you have keyed into any of my information in the past, um, I oftentimes talk about the way that I like to put it is that there is no one thing that gives you gout, and there is no one thing that actually takes gout away either. And so, as far as what I've learned over all the years and the way that I've been able to help a lot of people to overcome gout and be done with gout and stay done with gout is by actually going through a whole process that not only involves changing what you eat, but there are some more important things than just the foods we eat or don't eat in terms of what gives us gout and what will help us get over gout. And so, if you're familiar with it, I have a program, this video based program that I created several years ago, and I call it the Kill Your Gout for Good video based program. And I have a number of different steps and different areas of your life that you can work on, and I give you all kinds of information to do that with. But I didn't really mean for this to be an infomercial about my Kill Your Gout for Good program. But what I wanted you to know is that, to begin with, that whole thing starts off with how well you breathe. And I oftentimes say we can go for 5 weeks without food before we die of starvation. Well, we can only go about 5 days without water before we die, and you can only go about 5 minutes without breathing, or more specifically, without oxygen. And so that is the order of importance for the human organism, we as human beings, the nutrients that we need to stay alive, thinking in terms of oxygen as being one of the most important nutrient, which oxygen is a little bit of a weird thing because we absolutely have to have it to live and create energy and stay alive. But also when things oxidize, when we get oxygen, when oxygen comes in contact with things, like metals rust. Interestingly enough, the 3 macronutrients that our bodies are made out of, being protein, fats, and carbohydrates, with oxygen, fats rancidify, proteins putrefy, and carbohydrates actually ferment when all of that kind of thing starts, when that whole oxidative process goes on. So oxygen is this double-edged thing. It's like we absolutely have to have it. It's completely, perfectly, fundamentally essential for life in the first place, but then it also causes us to oxidize and break down. So oxygen is a very interesting thing, but how I came to understand that the starting place for getting over gout is more about how well we breathe and how well we oxygenate, came from a guy. And Burton, if you ever hear this, I hope you do, because I plug you all the time. There's a guy named Burton Abrams, and if you Google that name, you will find a lot of information about the connection between gout and sleep apnea, something that I talk about fairly often. And it was through that connection that it brought to my attention that the way that our bodies and our blood, more specifically, become overly acidic with uric acid, that then has the opportunity to crystallize in your big toe or whatever joint it might decide to crystallize in. That has to do with how well our blood oxygen saturation stays at a high level. And so, interestingly enough, with sleep apnea, you stop breathing for, 20, 30 seconds at a time, several times a night. And this causes your blood oxygen saturation to drop low. It can kill you if it drops too low. And with your blood oxygen saturation dropping low, your blood has a tendency to become acidic, and it can become acidic with many different things, including uric acid. And so it was Burton Abrams that really gave me told me, gave me the idea, educated me on the fact that that is a very big indication of what is going on with why we seem to end up getting gout attacks at night and end up waking up with gout attacks fairly often. It's like our blood oxygen saturation drops too low, and then our blood becomes acidic. It becomes acidic with uric acid because of several other factors that are going on, the right combination of things in our bodies. And so we either wake up in the middle of the night with a gout attack, or we wake up in the morning with a gout attack. So that got me started on the whole idea that okay, food is important. And then I learned that hydration was even more important than food in terms of preventing gout. But then I realized that breathing fully, deeply, and completely is actually the starting point. And oddly enough, that whole starting point of learning to breathe more fully, deeply, and completely, that is the hardest thing that I find in trying to help people understand, trying to help people find the things that they need to do to get over gout. I mean, it's the most free thing, just learning to breathe fully, deeply, and completely. It's completely free. It's like we don't have to spend any money on it. And I challenge you, there's so many challenges these days, but I challenge you to, whenever you have any kind of a pain, whether it be gout pain or just some weird pain that happens in your body, focus on that pain, wherever it is, and then start to breathe. Real slow, long inhales through your nose, pause for a second or two, and then a big, strong exhale out your mouth. Pause for a second or two, and then repeat the whole thing, and stay focused on what happens to that painful, whatever that little pain might be, whether it's gout or not. Interesting thing that you'll probably find out is that it goes away. And that has everything to do with how well our bodies are getting oxygenated. So that is kind of what I wanted to bring to your attention today. And I still am trying to figure out what the heck to do with this Google Hangout to make it even snazzier, and figure out, there is supposed to be some sort of a way that I can do comments, so that you can send comments to me and we can kind of chat, and I can answer your questions. And I will figure that out. I promise one of these days. I've been saying that for the last few weeks, and I promise I will get that figured out. But I don't have it figured out right now. If you want to contact me, just go to the contact page on thegoutkiller.com. Let me know what your questions are. And otherwise, I am doing a phone call, a call-in call, every Thursday at noon Mountain Standard Time here in Denver. And the details for that are on a tab on thegoutkiller.com called Gout Killer TV. So you can get the phone number and the pin to get into that phone call. And I will be putting up a new topic for next Thursday. Not sure what's going to happen on the week of Christmas, but I will keep you posted. I am trying to do these Google Hangouts the second and fourth Thursday of every month. And again, the holiday is going to kind of interfere with that this month. And I'm also doing a lot of live events, and I'm going to try to do my live events every fourth Thursday. So every fourth Thursday in the month, I'll have a phone call, a Google Hangout, and some kind of a live event going on, I think. But I also want you to know that if you're here in the Denver area, I have a couple of events going on this weekend. December 13th from 11 to 3 p.m. I will be participating in a very cool free health and wellness fair down in the Cherry Creek area. And again, you can find out all the details and information about all of that on that tab, Gout Killer TV, on the goutkiller.com. And also on Sunday, I'm going to be doing another little seminar, another gout specific talk at Natural Grocers, the one that is at the corner of Colorado and Evans. It's only going to be an hour long from 1 to 2 o'clock. I don't know if there's a Broncos game that day or not, but I'm trying to do it before the Broncos game so you can come there and we can talk, and then you'll know you shouldn't drink too much beer at the Broncos game. But that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get out in front of as many people as I can in as many ways as I possibly can. We had a great phone call, a couple hours ago at noon, talking about the possibility of gout in children and teenagers. And so I am doing my part as the gout killer to bring more awareness to this growing problem of gout. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of those statistics that's within that group. And I'm here for you. I want to help you. So use the contact form, give me a call. I at this point I can make myself pretty available, but little by little over the years I've gotten busier and busier and busier, and the time for me to be able to be really available to everybody is quickly drawing to a close. I mean, there are just so many things coming my way at this point, and that's a good thing on one hand, and I feel kind of bad that I can't get to everybody on another. But I do want to thank you for keying into what I have to say and looking toward me for some help with this problem of gout. So I'm Burt Middleton, the Gout Killer, and I look forward to talking to you soon, one way or the other. Thank you.